What did you say, Dave? Let's what? What did you
Let's
say?
rip an a-hole. I don't know. Oh, we're live.
From a place called Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
We're gonna rip some a-hole.
We're gonna rip some a-hole, eh? With a-hole.
Oh, you guys are the worst. I stepped on my headphone cord.
Oh, I don't know why that's making me laugh, man.
Hey-haw.
Hey-haw. How many shows start like that?
I know, right? Rip some a-hole.
Not even a new a-hole, just an old a-hole.
Okay. What exactly are we talking about?
Prairies, baby.
Oh, I don't know why that made me laugh. Oh, you ever get someone that just catches you at the right time?
Yes. Yeah. It's called gummies.
Oh, I'm not even on any gummies. We're gonna rip some a-hole. Oh,
Kick some a-hole, kick some ass.
Oh, that's great, man. Did anybody ever used to call you a-hole when you were a kid, Rybo?
Oh, I got it all the time. At work too, where they use the call letters or the AHO, like would be the first three letters of your last name. So a-ho. So everyone called me a-ho. So it didn't take too long before it changed to a-hole. Thanks, guys.
That'd be like the Chinese version, a-hole.
You don't want to have a last name or a first name that can rhyme with that stuff. David or Dave the Pave, David the Pavid. Who cares? What is that? That doesn't even make sense. Yeah. When I had the acne on the back, Zitback instead of Spivak, that did bother me. I got to say that. But it's always good if you got a kid, you don't name it a name, name it a name that you can rhyme with a bad word. So,
Chris. I mean, tell me what that rhymes with. Piss. Chris Piss.
Chris Piss. Yeah,
it's not genius comedy when you're 6 years old. They're just throwing snakes and arrows at you as much as they can.
For sure. And ain't talking about Geddy Lee.
That's where I was going with that.
When we were on tour with Annihilator, we had nicknames for everyone. All the bands, everyone that was in there, and the sound guy for Iced Earth or Asked Birth, as we called them. He rode on our tour bus for a little while, and we said, "Hey, we come up with every name. We've done every name there is." And he goes, "What's your name?" I go, "Ryan Ahoff." He goes, "Ryan Eightcock." I go, "What's your name?" He goes, I knew his name was Chris, but I go, "Chris what?" And he goes, "Chris Buckley." And I said, "Fist fuck me."
There you go. Wasn't your name also Gut Hole as well?
Yeah, Gut Hole. Yeah,
Rybo, Gut Hole. You know, the typical just little kid humor of a mid-30s, mid-40s rock and roll band.
Welcome to episode 30.
Off the bang.
Here's something very cool. It's actually the 30th anniversary of the Winnipeggers. This is our 30th show, guys.
Woohoo!
So congratulations to that.
Exciting.
I think
Cheers,
that's pretty
boys.
exciting. Right?
Cheers
guys. Right. Cheers to that.
Ryan's back on the washer fluid again, drinking
That's
it.
right.
Cheers.
Keeps you clean.
I think that's very, very cool. Actually, I'm going to switch mics so you can really hear. See, there you go. It always tries to screw me.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it always tries to screw me. I've got this fancy pants mic, but if you don't switch over to it, it sounds like I'm in a freaking wind tunnel. But now I'm back, baby. I sound like I'm in Dubley. Dubley, actually.
Doubly.
But we're here today, 30th anniversary of the Winnipeggers. Did you ever think we'd last this long, Dave?
No. I think after I was giving it maybe up to 6 tops, I think 4 or 5 we almost broke up anyway. So, no, I did not.
I think we almost broke up after the 4th one, maybe. I think it was.
Yeah.
But
internal problems, just band stuff, always, management problems. No, one guy making the money, the other guy not. Just the same, little cocaine introduced, the whole band broke up. It was nuts. But now we're clean, we're sober, and we're good to go.
The problem originally was that you wanted to take 100% of the publishing and the royalties from Winnipeggers.
Right.
And then Rybo and I put our hands down and said we want a third each. And that's where the problem started. Peter Grant got involved. And finally we worked it out. Peter Grant got involved. He held me over a balcony by my feet.
By your feet. Phil Spector's producing the next show. Watch out. It's going to get crazy.
Rybo, what do you think?
About anything or just
just things in general?
No, that's an open-ended question. Not really. No. Did I ever think we'd make it to 30? No, not really. I probably would have not said yes if I thought it was going to last this long.
Right.
Now you actually have to like commit and stuff and be on time and like do something, and
such a fucking hassle, such a drag.
But we are here 30 episodes in, which divided by 4 is I think 17 months or something like that. So we thank you for joining us over the last 2-3 years, whatever it's been. I'm not good at math, but what I am good at is talking about this week's sponsor, who joined us specifically for the 30th anniversary show. Very, very excited about these guys. They've got a big, lots of big events coming up. We're talking about Skinner's Wet and Wild. Now, you could go to Lockport. It's west of the bridge. Don't go east of the bridge because you'll end up right in the drink. But this is west of the bridge. And guess what they got at Skinner's Wet and Wild, Dave?
They got big foot long hot dogs.
Well, they got great fast food is what they got. You know why? There's 2 restaurants serving up world famous hot dogs and much, much more. Those foot long Skinner's hot dogs. We always used to go there as kids.
Yeah. And who can make a logo like that? Nobody has a logo like that. That's one of the best logos I've ever seen. The way the Skinner's and Wet and Wild is written in ink there. It's really
and it went well. So we just say it's a water park. So you can actually see the slides on. See, that's not just the W with the line, guys. That's a slide. That's making the sign of a water slide.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's genius, man.
It's amazing.
I'm blown away by that.
You know, it's very dangerous to go down the slide with a foot long in your belly or in your mouth.
Inner pants.
Inner belly.
Did you guys ever hear the rumor that one time at Wet and Wild that somebody put a razor in one of the water slides and you would slide down and it would slice you?
Oh,
yeah,
remember that?
They would stick little, like, who would stop and like, I'll stop here on the halfway point and I'll just take out a chisel and throw a razor blade in there, and then no, as kids you'd just be so scared to go there.
Completely. To this day, we don't go anymore, but even when my kids went through the water slide phase, every time I was going down, I'm like, can you imagine if there was a razor sticking up in one of these things and it just sliced you from ass to tea kettle?
Yeah.
That's going to rip you an A right there.
That's bad. Best quality chlorine too. Real good chlorine at Skinner's.
The quality that water for the amount of piss that was in there, dirt. So, listen, wait till you see how you guys thought that it was clean before. They've got super chlorine now to combat COVID. They're going to be open. They're talking being open for Victoria Day in May, and they have said they've got some new chlorine in there that's so strong. Like if you have hair, it's just gonna you think I was a steel wool.
Yeah.
Oh, you get out of there, you got no eyebrows left. That's how clean it is.
And you got no COVID either, though.
That's
right. You'll lose your hair going down. You might get a little pink eye from the chlorine, but you'll have the ride of your life. There's 2 humps, like you go down one and then another one just takes you, and that's the one. That's my favorite. That's the moneymaker right there.
And then afterwards, you can go to the Ball Diamond Complex and Pitchers Bar and Grill. We had a lot of great times at Pitchers, man. Remember?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Do I ever? Wow.
Yeah, great times there. And pitchers, because it's at the Ball Diamond Complex, which you might not realize is not pitchers like they're throwing pitches. It's actually pitchers of beer, which is the cool thing about it.
That is
batting range. There's 7 cages and there's slow pitch to baseball, any level.
Well, doesn't say that there. We might want to check, but probably they're very open-minded people that own Skinner, so they're probably all good for different levels of b-ball.
Great people, great quality water slides. They got giant slides. They got bumper cars. So call 204-477-6676 if you're in the area. If you want to check out the River Road Restaurant, which is the home of the Hockey Photo Hall of Fame. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Wow. That's great,
yeah,
man.
This is insane. This is just too much entertainment. It's crazy, and it's such a great price. We don't know the price right now, but it's always been very good value.
I'm actually kind of regretting because this is going to force people to not want to watch Winnipeggers. They're going to want to go to Wet and Wild instead. So watch Winnipeggers first as you go to Wet and Wild.
Yeah, wear your best swim trunks and have the time of your life.
Great time. So go check that out. And before we move forward into today's topic, which is a great one, we have to just say a few things. One, last week, this is crazy to me. It was the 65th birthday of Eddie Van Halen, who obviously passed away a few months ago, and the 60th birthday of Wayne Gretzky. How crazy is that on the same day, the greatest guitar player of all time and the greatest hockey player of all time were born?
Two great ones. One day. Unbelievable.
Very cool. Very cool.
I guess that's more crazy to me than it is to you guys.
Yeah. What were the chances?
There's only so many days of the year,
Yeah. 1 out of 365.
All right. And the other one is Dustin Diamond, passed away this week. Great guy. Screech on Saved by the Bell. And you've done this routine a few times. When I got you to try and do it the other time, you didn't do it, Rybo. Do you remember your Screech routine? The Arnold Schwarzenegger one?
Not really. I kind of remember. Okay, I kind of remember it. It was Screech was going on a date. He's trying to impress a girl or trying to impress the parents. And the advice that AC Slater gave him or whoever said, just tell her she looks, tell the mom she looks like someone famous. So she's, impressed or whatever. He's like
a movie star.
Yeah, a movie star or something like that. And he said, so Mrs. Enns, did anyone ever say you look like Arnold Schwarzenegger? and then the funny face is just what gets it. Oh, he'll be missed.
Ryan always wins with the invitations.
A great story that I'll revisit. I was working for VH1 and they were filming out of New York City, and they actually not a lot of money with VH1. And they sprung for a hotel once out of like the 50 times they shot for them. And it was at the W in downtown Manhattan, which is maybe the reason why they didn't have a lot of money. Because if you're going to pay for a room, you don't have to do the W. It's probably,
Right.
$5 a night. So I'm standing there in line and right next to Dustin Diamond. He's a wrestling fan. Obviously, I know who he is. The conversation strikes up. Everything's cool. I go and get my room, and he says he goes to get his room. He's like, why don't you come up to my room and come hang out? I'm like, sure. What room are you in? 1212, whatever. I go from my room up the elevator, and it's like, penthouse opens up. They gave Dustin Diamond a room that had a sauna, an exercise bike, a full gym, a pool, a full view of New York City. And you could have stuffed like 15 Playboy chicks in here instead of just me and Dustin Diamond in this great room. And I'm like, how did VH1 give you this one? He goes, oh, they always give me this one. Which one do you got? I'm like, yeah, I got the closet down on floor number 6. I'm like Eugene Levy in Best in Show. So
Nice.
Screech got the win that night with his amazing penthouse suite at the
Well.
W Hotel. But he lost it when instead of sharing it with some New York socialite, he shared it with me.
Yeah.
That was just before the chicks got there, eh?
Yeah, exactly. He kicked me out right away. But speaking of chicks, we are going to talk about hot or not rockers tonight, Dave. I think this was your suggestion.
Could have been. Can't recall. Yeah, I think it's a
You better take a shot of cocaine or something because you're not living up to the hype tonight.
Yeah. Oh, that old episode idea. Yeah, that was one that I had.
Jeez
yeah,
Louise.
no, it's great. It's
What are you, Dez?
Let me just have some food here while we're sitting. Just alone in my thoughts. Yeah, I thought it was a great episode because we kind of talk about it on text. Sometimes it's funny. Like it all kind of started the idea where we have a big group text with a whole bunch of people, and I had said something about loving the new Steve Earle or something. I'm a big fan of Steve Earle, and I think I sent a photo, and it was him on the cover or something. And Chris is like, yeah, he's great, but I could never get into him because he's ugly. And I was like, what? Who cares? And then we just kind of laughed about that, and then it turned into hot or not hot. And that's how everything went. So it was pretty organic. It's kind of stupid, really, because we all love singer-songwriters that are definitely not hot as well.
I don't. If you're not hot, I'm not excited to listen to you, to be honest with you. I'm just throwing it out there. And
So You could tell who's the biggest fan of hair metal. Boy, he was really beautiful.
I just like bands that have hair, period. Steve Earle does not live up to that category, shall we say.
Nice. Are you pulling a picky up?
I'm looking for one. Yeah, I forgot that's kind of the guy that started the whole thing.
Yeah, it did kind of start it all. Funny.
Didn't he used to have like really long hair though? Or not? Has he always been a non?
He's kind of gone through some stages. Guitar Town, he wasn't super long, but he's got long hair. He's got like a little piece here, like that should be here, and the rest of his long is.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. I mean, it's one of those ones. It's kind of like he should shave it because he's got one little like peninsula here. Right. Like, wait, there's nothing there, but who's in here? There's a little guy in there.
It's a good
yeah, there's like
a little guy of hair is what he got with him. So. So anyways, it looks like it's not pulling up, so whatever.
That's okay. We don't need it. But I have a list. I can start it off if you guys want me to start off the show here. I'll start with the first ugly frontman, and I think he's the ugliest frontman of all time, and that would be Shane MacGowan of the Pogues. I mean, and I'm serious. And I said, I don't know if you can pull a picture up of good old
Oh, yeah, of course I can.
Dental Rick.
I'm looking for it right now, and boy, wow, you weren't kidding on that one.
There he is, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, on the left, he's had his teeth done, right? So that's an improvement.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. What's that guy's name?
That's Steve MacGowan, man.
Oh.
Steve MacGowan, dude. You don't know
what
that?
Band?
It's Steve MacGowan for the Pogues.
Okay, name one Pogue song.
Gingivitis Blues.
Well, they say write what you know.
Ugly as shit. No, Dirty Old Town. That was one I remember. Yeah, they're not. He's not a good looking dude.
No.
So yeah, that would be mine.
Okay, so that's your first ugly one.
I can smell the breath from here.
Yeah, that guy's puked a lot in his life. That's what it looks like. That guy's got way more puking stories than we do.
Yeah, the bulimia got him.
Rybo, who's your choice for one of the ugly rock stars?
Well, I think some of the guys, I mean, like, unlike you, I think if the guy is good looking, then I kind of don't trust him as a really good songwriter. I think you almost have to be ugly to be a good songwriter. I'm not saying that Pogues are good. And that's just really a bit. I don't really care. But I'd say there's a few guys that have really like capitalized on how ugly they are. And Alice Cooper is definitely a guy that has not come out like, hey, look at how sexy I am. Like, oh my God.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh. Like he looks like Harry Dean Stanton wearing a wig.
Oh my God.
He looks like Harry Dean Stanton if he was painted on a thumb. Like that's his face right there. There's no chin to really talk about.
A vampire.
I don't even have. I'm speechless here. You could live inside that face. There's so much space. You could just pull a bit of that away and go take a little napski.
Yeah.
Long day.
And Alice knows it. Alice was never promoted as a hot guy.
No.
I've got an ugly one that I looked up, and Richard Ashcroft from the Verve pipe.
Wow, that's obscure.
Ooh.
It's not really. He was on the cover of the Rolling Stone.
Oh,
and anytime with Dr. Hook. I mean,
oh my God.
Okay, so there's a publicist involved here. This is obviously a giant band to be on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Yeah. Who is approving this picture? Who is looking at this and going, that sums me up as an artiste?
Yeah, there's something going on. They did some airbrushing, I think. That looks like a cross between Beck, Neil Young, and Jeffrey Dahmer. That's horrible.
It looks like a cross between Beck, Neil Young, and one of the Easter Island statues.
Yeah.
Oh man!
Wow, I thought I had crazy eyes. Get that off there.
Wow,
Dave, you got another ugly one?
I mean, I'm not gonna. Okay, so early Axl Rose, I thought was okay. I thought he was always okay. But Axl,
which I never understood.
Sorry, can you say it again?
Chicks loved young Axl Rose. I could never understand it. Like they thought, like Thorleen and Queenie and all those chicks, they loved Axl Rose.
Yeah. But today, Axl, like those were the good days. And we all were hoping that Axl was kind of going to, again, I don't care, but I thought maybe, it'd be cool if he's going back on tour. It's the big show. Maybe he's going to drop 30, 25 pounds or work out. But no, he kind of just showed up with the same old look. So I've sent you a photo there. I don't know if you can bring it up or not there.
I'm actually just downloading a couple things here, but yeah, he did not live up to snuff because he, well, here we go. Actual transformation of Benny Hill's. Did you write that?
Oh, Jesus.
Did you write that, Dave? That's awful.
No, I didn't write it. I found the meme. I just was thinking about him, and I just was, I don't know. I thought he looked great around, like when they were doing the huge stadium tours, and he's wearing the, USA jackets and all that stuff. I thought he looked great, but this is something else.
He actually does look a little bit like Benny Hill.
Yeah.
That Duff's starting to look like Bob Todd.
Hello, Duff.
We're just joking. Remember the old man that was his sidekick? All right, obviously not. Rybo, you got any other uggos?
Well, wow, I'm picking up some bigger stars here than maybe you guys. I mean, these guys have been on cover Rolling Stone, but I thought Ronnie James Dio is not the most attractive man, but what he's got works for him because he's in metal.
Yeah.
He's another guy. Look at that. That's
the picture you sent. Like we used to say,
that's
he looked like,
hot picture of him.
That is. We used to say he looked like Carla from Cheers, but there he looks like.
Yeah.
It looks like
what?
Go ahead. Well, he's given the blue steel look right there.
Yeah,
he looks
stiller.
He looks like a hot Joyce DeWitt there.
Totally, he is. He's very good looking there. That's not like Carla at all.
I didn't want to pick like just old pictures of people. Like Miles Davis was on my list. I'm not going to talk about it, but man, back in the day he was a good looking guy, but gee, it
didn't work out good for Miles, did it?
It did not. No.
It's the same for I have a couple of those. This one to me, when you talk about a guy that everyone says, this guy, Lil Wayne, this guy is picking up chicks. Seriously?
Oh.
That's awful.
Oh, good God.
He looks like Eddie on the cover of Power Slave.
Yeah. Great call.
Wow.
Oh,
I would have liked to see what he looked like when he was alive.
He did get pardoned by Trump beforehand, which I'm not sure the reason for that was, but
oh jeez.
Dave also pointed out, who else did you say was hot or not hot? Well, here's a good one, Rybo, that I'd like to point out to you as being not so hot, and you can explain who it is. This is not, well, it kind of is. I'll just put the picture up and you can decide.
Ooh.
This is John Oliva, the singer of Sabotage.
Yep. And who I'm a big fan of. And
Me too.
Maybe I'm not as big of a fan as he is big.
Which part of him do you like?
Which section of him do you like?
But here's the thing I love about John Oliva is that he didn't care. He went with it, but he beat us all when he went and co-created the Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah.
Which pre-COVID is like the #1 Christmas show in the world. They do like 3 different legs, 3 different crews. So he's like, yeah, okay, I'm a big dude and I'm making big banks. So you guys can all go fuck your asses.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
True artist. Love it.
True, exactly. He doesn't give a shit.
You can trust a guy that looks like that.
Yeah.
Let's go down the hot wire for a bit here.
Right.
I'm going to give you a 1987 Paul Stanley. Look at this. I mean, come on.
Come on, dude.
What is he
Oh
wearing?
my God.
What kind of is that? A G-string? What is that?
Oh, that's a G-string, baby.
Oh my God, Paul.
Isn't that great? This is on the back cover of the Crazy Nights record. I mean, how hot is that?
That's hot. Shave that chest and we can talk business.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
as we're picking pubic hairs out of our teeth.
Dave, what's your favorite Paul Stanley story from when we went and saw him at the Rock and Brews?
Oh shit. I have a lunch with Chris, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons. Some of their lawyers are off to the side, very close to us, listening, always listening. We're hanging out. They're talking about the restaurant, the blah, blah, blah. Fan comes up to Paul Stanley with a beat-up acoustic guitar and says, hey, Paul, can you sign this? Paul goes, sure. So Paul signs it, and then he takes it, and he goes and hits a chord, and it's grossly out of tune. I don't think the tuners even worked properly or anything. So he starts to try to tune it by ear, and now, a minute and a half's gone by, which seems like an hour, dead air when you're tuning. And Chris is like kicking me under the table. It's like fucking Paul Stanley when's the last time Paul Stanley probably ever tuned his own guitar in front of people?
Right.
When he's not just sitting at home. Yeah. So he kind of gets it somewhat in tune, and he plays Wild Thing. Wild Thing. And it smiles at us. And the whole drive home, I was like, he might as well played Smoke on the Water. It's like, you're Paul Stanley. You picked Wild Thing. It was this weirdest moment of all time. And it was, in all fairness to Paul, the guitar was a piece of junk.
No, but that's the best part. The guitar was out of tune. But like, if someone gave me an acoustic guitar and said, play something, that's what I would play. Wild Thing, a.k.a. ROCK in the USA, a.k.a. You Gotta Fight for Right to Party, a.k.a. TNT. Nah, nah, nah,
It's
nah,
true.
nah, nah, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, 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 nah. It's the same 3 chords, and he went for the Wild Thing.
Don't even
I just
play
thought
chords.
I guess he wouldn't do his own band. It's true. If somebody gave it to me, I'd probably do like a B-side of a, obscure Neil Young, of course, but that's just me being a schnob. But that was a wonderful moment.
You do a Bob Dylan song that's like 11 minutes long.
And slightly out of tune.
Oh,
anyways.
thank you for asking. I haven't been asked to do a song in so long. I have a 15-minute number for you.
All right, Rybo. I'm not sure who this guy is. We're going to throw him up here as another hotski. This is Rybo's choice.
No, that's my choice, dude.
Not me.
Yeah,
Who is
because you can always tell it's mine because just in case you don't think he's hot, I go to the extent of writing hot on it. I'm a little bit more organized than the man below me. That's Englebert. That's Englebert Humperdink, man.
I thought it was Julio Iglesias.
Come on, dude. Humperdink is he's the
How
best.
am I supposed to know who Englebert Humperdink is?
Everybody knows Englebert Humperdink, dude. Everybody.
One of the worst names of all time.
Worst
dude.
name.
He released me, The Last Waltz. Englebert Humperdinck's even the name. It just puts hair up on my arm. I don't know anything from him. He looks like John Holmes.
He looks like Cal Jammer.
Yeah. The mullet. Add inside jokes. Hi, Lon.
Rybo chose this one. There you go. That's a hotski.
Oh, wow.
Man. There you go.
That's
Burton,
an
man.
intense young Bertsky.
They
That's
kinda
probably
look like who is that? Engelbert Humperdink?
Who's that Engelbert Humperdink?
So stupid.
That's the thing though. That's a probably late 70s, early 80s Burton. I can tell by his hairstyle and his shaker sweater and the cross on the outside. Take the mustache away, and that's Irvas's grade 9 yearbook photo.
That's awesome. Now, who came in? Who was the hottest Winnipegger? Was it you? Or
I
Burton?
was. I was the
Burton
hottest
was number
Winnipegger.
2.
And Burton was number 2.
But that was him now.
Well, yeah. Well, this is in the year 2000. So I was a hot young 29-year-old, and he was like 55 or whatever the hell he was. And he still finished number 2.
No, this is him at about 35, somewhere in there. Yeah, this is like sour sweet and probably that kind of era. Maybe, who knows?
Break it to them gently.
Yeah, break them to them gently. Anyway, he looks hot. He must have been jogging back then. He's very skinny. Yogging.
Very skinny. Looking for some.
He was probably hanging around gas stations at that time.
No kidding.
Phrases. I think this one is yours, Dave. Potentially. Let's see what you got here. D. Snider.
That would not be under hot. That would be under ugly. That would, yeah. Although when I was a kid, I thought, well, I wasn't, into him. I just thought he was a lot cooler. I wore the T-shirts, the Twisted Sister T-shirts. But yeah, that's not a very handsome man. You take the makeup off and.
But D is one of the. I actually have a few other examples. One of the long lineage of lead singers who still ends up with a hot wife, because Dee's wife is very hot. And here's another example of that. A guy who is not hot that ended up marrying a supermodel, Ricko Psychic.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh jeez, look at that haircut.
I mean,
man.
look at that haircut, right?
Oh my god, dude, that's ridiculous.
That looks like Eddie on the cover of Power Slave as well.
That is, I don't even have a call to make on that. That is absolutely brutal, dude.
The only thing I can even make a call is that Lee Wren?
Dude, he's got
Okay.
that's something else.
Terrible
Yeah.
picture. But the other one too is that this guy also married a very famous actress who was considered very hot at the time. Lyle Lovett marrying Julia Roberts.
Good, right.
What the hell?
Yeah. Well, the artist thing, I guess, but I still don't get Ocasek's hair there. It's like he makes John Paul Jones, the song remains the same, look brilliant. I mean, he was brilliant, look beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
I think we need to take it again. Like, how do you go into the store and say, "Hey, can you give me can you take a ruler out and just give it your
I
best?"
really want to show my big ears off. So give me the best thing that does that with a little bit of a party on the bottom.
A couple more here. Well, you got the Jim Morrison. Everyone's got the Jim Morrison. We know that he was hot as hell. You could probably pick him as hot. That's probably the best photo session of all time for any singer.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, but that was the whole thing. Morrison was a god that way. I mean, he was just absolutely beautiful guy, like for real.
Yeah,
until he
hot.
really just started putting on the weight, and even then, he was gorgeous. I mean,
but you could do
died
that with
in the
Elvis
bathtub.
too. Yeah, you could do the kind of the Elvis super hot, then Elvis kind of not, but he still was hot. This is another example. Michael Jackson hot and then ended up not hot.
Oh God, I can't even see. Look at that.
Yeah,
I mean, because you look at Michael Jackson like in Thriller and in Bad, he looks like a badass. Like he looks killer. And then he just continued on, and now it's like, what are we going with here, Michael? I'm a big Michael fan, but that look is not happening.
he looked killer,
Yeah.
and now he looks killed. Well, I guess he's dead now, but in that one he looks.
He
killed.
looked killer, and now he looks like Diller, aka Phyllis. Anybody? Anything? Is that another
There
bomb?
you go.
No.
He looks
Here's
like a fish out of water there, or at least
He does look.
fish.
That's what I was gonna say. Kind of looks like a fish. Fish Jackson.
Here's another one, a young Anthony Kiedis. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, that's hot right there.
Super
you know?
hot.
Super hot. Now he's got like the stash and all that stuff, and he's older, but he's still
Yeah.
kind of hot. I'll leave it off with this one. This is the most obscure, but the hottest picture. A young Robert Sweet. I mean, look at that.
Wow.
That's hot
Yeah.
right there. The hair, he looks like Farrah Fawcett.
He does.
does.
Yeah. He's got
Yeah.
good cheekbones, good eye makeup. Really hot.
Yeah, the chest
Farrah
hair
Fawcett.
still isn't doing it for me, but
If Farrah Fawcett had chest hair,
that would be
she
it.
might look like that.
Oh God.
So I think we've got a good collection here of hot and not. Do we choose the ugliest one?
Oh, the guy from the Pogues, Stephen
Oh.
McGowan. There's no.
I thought you were going to do a rant on the Pogues.
No, man.
Oh,
no,
you
not
just
at all.
wanted to use the gingivitis joke.
I've been waiting all day for that. It was either that or the Michael Jackson joke. When does Michael Jackson know it's time to go to bed? When the big hand touches the small, the clock.
Tara, we're still on the Michael Jackson jokes after all these years.
I know. Rest
all
in
right.
peace.
Guys, we forgot we do a couple fan letters here, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up. Yeah, there you go. Matt Sater says the Ville sounds awesome. I wish I could get my beer money ripped off by a guy while I waited to see the legendary Susie Boobies, or as Rybo lovingly called her, Susan
Boobs.
Susan Boobs.
Boob. He obviously has a high level of respect for her. That's so great. Matt Sater, family.
Family. Matt Sater is definitely family there.
Oh,
The
that's
Ville was a
great.
great episode. If you guys haven't watched The Ville because you don't know what it
Yeah, I
means,
think it's best.
it's really one of my favorites because it's so freaking ridiculous that this place even existed.
Yeah.
Last couple here. Juanita Wentz. That's not your real name.
Yeah.
I don't buy that being. I think that's a fake name. That sounds like a stripper's name at the Ville.
Yeah. Prove it. Send us some ID and bank cards and visas
You're right.
and
You
passwords.
guys are shameless dudes. LOL. Well, you're right about that, Juanita Wentz. We'll do two more here. We got I could use pajama bottoms from the hopefully more alive Mrs. Schmidt, says Lisa, defendress of.
We're still trying to find that out, Lisa. We'll let you know if she's.
Do you think Jerry has heard about the fact that we're talking about his mum?
Probably not. Probably not.
Rybo, if you run into him in the streets of Winnipeg, there's going to be some problems.
I'm going to ask him to make pajamas for all of us.
I know. He can call and complain. He's just going to reach our lawyer. Go ahead.
I don't know if I was going to air this one, but apparently I did. First off, Drummer Boy, get a Twitter account. Like,
all right.
Rybo's above that, man. He's above your stupid Twitter accounts and that sort of thing. Earlier tonight, he said, did you get my DM? And I
know he said that on our group text. It's like as if Ryan knows what a DM. He doesn't know what it is. He's not even on social media.
Well, that's what you have to be on social media. What he meant was an SMS, aka a text.
I know.
Yes, you're right.
Rod Stickler said, catching up on my Winnipeggers, and hey, 60 Minutes, you want to sign up Dave Spivak? He's this generation's Andy Rooney.
Oh God! Oh, look at the picture of me.
Great.
I just look like an organism.
Nice.
Jesus.
All right, guys, that was a good show. Fun. Send us your comments on who you think hot and not rock stars are, and we will read them out next week. Maybe if you have a couple speewee memes, please do.
Yeah, keep sending the fan mail. We're always watching it. We send it on our group text. We get a kick out of it. Keep it coming. We'll use it on the show.
We do use it on the show, and we're always happy that you guys are enjoying the show. Like I said, happy 30th anniversary to the Winnipeggers. Lots of great stuff coming up. We never run out of ideas. We've got no more ideas. And we're going to do a live show soon as Rybo gets the time off work. And it's going to be great. So thanks, guys. Cheers on 30 weeks
30
of
episodes, guys. Right on. Yeah.
Woo.
Jeez,
all
Louise,
right.
that's
your a-hole.
Over half a year. We're going to rip some a-hole.
Let's rip it, eh? Let's take it out for a rip, eh?
That's
see you guys.
hole.
EH hole. We'll see you guys next week, eh?
See you guys. Cheers.